Hello everyone, Dan Mason here. Let's explore another issue in our current events together. We'll start with a pastor preaching flat earth truth from the Bible, as seen at the Celebrate Truth Church, a biblical and logical reply to the flat earth sermon. 1. Exceeding high mountain and seeing all kingdoms. The preacher claims that Jesus' statement on a mountain, Matthew 4:8, proves the earth is flat. What the text actually means, this is part of a spiritual vision. The devil is tempting Christ. Just like in Ezekiel or Revelation, visions often show realities in symbolic ways. It is not a geographical claim. Logical point, even on a flat plane, you cannot see all kingdoms from one mountaintop with human eyes. This was a supernatural revelation, not optics. Friendly reminder, taking vision passages literally in the wrong way produces confusion. God was showing Jesus the offer of rule, not giving him a surveyor's vantage point. 2. Tower of Babel reached unto heaven. Genesis 11. Claim. They built a tower because heaven was literally right above them in a dome. Biblical point. Reach unto heaven is an idiom for arrogance and pride. Deuteronomy 1:28, Jeremiah 51:9. It means as high as possible, or to challenge God, not that heaven is a few miles up. Historical context. Ancient ziggurats were temples that symbolically connected earth to heaven. They did not expect to physically climb into God's throne room. Friendly reminder, God scattered them because of pride, not because a brick tower could pierce a dome. 3. The sun and moon are lights inside the firmament. Genesis 1. Claim, the moon is not a rock, but a self-illuminating lamp. Biblical point, Genesis 1 uses ordinary language, greater light and lesser light. It does not define their physics, only their function. The moon rules the night because it reflects sunlight. Observation. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth's shadow passes across the moon. The round shadow proves that the moon is a solid body lit by the sun. Friendly reminder. Scripture often speaks from a human perspective. Sun rises, moon gives light, common language, not a physics textbook. 4. You can see through the moon in the daytime. The sermon points to photos showing blue sky behind the moon. Explanation. The moon is less bright in daylight, and contrast makes it appear transparent. But telescopes and photography prove the moon blocks stars when it passes in front of them. That shows it is solid. Friendly reminder, perception tricks are not deception. They are limits of our eyes. 5. Operation Fishbowl proves a dome. Claim, nuclear tests in the 1960s hit the firmament. Historical fact, Operation Fishbowl tested nuclear effects in the upper atmosphere. The glowing halos were radiation interacting with magnetic fields, just like auroras. Friendly reminder, the military was not firing at a glass dome. The records, declassified, show their purpose was studying missile defense and EMP effects. 6. Moon gives her own light. Verses in Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Mark say the moon gives light, or her light. Biblical point, this is phenomenological language, how it appears to us. The moon gives light because it reflects light, just as we say the lamp gives light, though its source is electricity. Observation. If the moon had its own light, lunar eclipses could not happen. The pattern of shadow across its face shows reflected light. 7. Isaiah 40:22 proves a flat circle under a tent. Claim, God sits above a circle of the earth, stretched out like a tent. Context. Isaiah 40 is poetry magnifying God's greatness. The word chug, circle, can mean sphere, horizon, or compass. A tent image emphasizes God spreading the heavens, not specifying geometry. Friendly reminder, poetry gives imagery, not blueprints. We don't interpret people are like grasshoppers, same verse, as a zoological concept. 8. Measurement with a line proves flatness. Job 38, Ezekiel 40:45. Claim, God measures with a line, which only works on a flat plane. Biblical point. Lines. And plumb lines are common metaphors for judgment and measurement in Scripture. They are not engineering notes. Observation. Surveyors today measure curvature routinely when building canals, bridges, and railroads. Curvature corrections exist in real engineering handbooks. Friendly reminder, God speaks in human metaphors to communicate truth, not technical math. 9. Seeing Chicago across Lake Michigan proves flat Earth. Claim, if the Earth were curved, you could not see the Chicago skyline from 40 miles away. Scientific answer. Atmospheric refraction bends light downward near the surface, especially over water. This lets you see farther than geometry alone allows. That's why the skyline sometimes appears whole, sometimes half, sometimes vanishes, depending on conditions. Friendly reminder. The significantly changing visibility is proof of refraction, not flatness. 10. The Earth was created before the Sun, so it doesn't orbit the Sun. Claim. Genesis 1 shows the Earth first. So heliocentrism is false. Biblical point, the creation order emphasizes God's sovereignty, not astronomy. Ancient Hebrews cared about God making light, time, and life. The text does not settle the mechanics of orbits. Friendly reminder. To insist Genesis 1, a flat Earth physics, is to press the text beyond its inspired purpose. How to respond kindly. Acknowledge the desire to honor Scripture. That's good. Clarify that Scripture's aim is spiritual truth, not technical cosmology. Invite observation. Star trails in the north versus south, lunar eclipses, ISS passes, all visible with your own eyes. Keep Christ central. Whether the world is round or flat, salvation is only in Him. The danger is not in mismapping creation, but in missing the Creator. Summary. Flat Earth sermons rely on wooden readings of poetic scripture, misunderstandings of optics, and conspiracy theories. The Bible, rightly read, does not teach flatness. Observations, ships, eclipses, flights, star patterns, all confirm a globe. We must answer with scripture in context, logic that holds, and facts anyone can test, but do it in love, not mockery. Thanks for watching. Now please like, subscribe, and leave a comment to support this channel.